Hello everybody. How are we doing? It's Charles Barton here, your Achroma community coordinator, otherwise known as Viridian in the Discord, and you are here for the Achroma weekly stream, Sunday the 23rd of April. It is a pleasure to see you all. How are you? So let's start by going through the chat, welcoming everybody and see what we've said. So for those that have maybe just joined the stream in the last 5 seconds or so, the question that I posed to you this week was actually a little bit of a lore question, considering that the theme of today's stream is around lore. Welcome in Heron, welcome in Matt, good to see you. So do you know who perhaps is the most powerful witch or wizard in the Achroma universe? So I thought I'd a bit less of an opinion, more of a trivia this morning, actually, to see. Was it this morning? I always say this morning, but it's because it's the start of stream. To see what you guys know about Curdle Hill, or just generally Achroma in general. So let's have a little look and see what we've put. So to begin with, welcome in Fairybread, welcome in Sarah. So Fairybread has come straight in thinking Kara Curdle is my bet. Sarah thinks it might be Cronus. Welcome in Taurus. Welcome in Dickon, who's put Mrs. Potts so she can bring people back from the dregs every turn. Yeah, very true. And I did reply to that saying it's interesting that I'd be interested to know how she does that. Is she painting, is she painting with the chroma to bring them back, or does she herself have a little bit of magic? Who knows? Welcome in, David. Good to see you. Someone we've not seen yet, staying hidden, watching everything. Some godlike person. Yeah, who knows? I mean, yeah, we've only seen, I imagine, a very, very small portion of Salem Planum. So who knows who the most powerful might be? But yes, welcome in everybody. Welcome in Lewis. Yes, welcome in Matt. Welcome in Heron. Welcome in Mira. Good to see you, our guest today. And Perfarius is obviously the strongest. Shirts can't contain his power. Hey, welcome in Hidden Gem RPG. Good to see you. Rabid Dog. I know that's you, Hen. You love your rabid dog, don't you? Well, welcome everybody. So I won't go too much into the answer because I don't know everything about Achroma because I didn't create it. And we are going to have a very, very special interview later in today's stream. That is the main topic you guys can be excited for. We have got a guest star, Mira Manga, who I'll introduce later on, is going to be interviewing the co-creator of the World of Achroma, Rachel Constantine. So you guys are going to get loads of lore information today, but I'll tell you a little bit of lore that I do know. So although I cannot confirm or deny who is the most powerful witch or wizard in the Achroma universe, because I do not know that information, maybe we might find that out later, who knows. I can say that from the lore that we have in front of us, aka on cards, in the kind of like the books that you get in the collector's editions, the newspapers, things like that, it appears to be potentially Kara Curdle. As for those who don't know, a little fun fact, Kara Curdle and her sister Isadora Curdle, their roots can apparently trace back to potentially the first ever witch and wizard. But we'll talk more about the lore throughout the stream. Welcome everybody, hope you're doing well. As I said, this is the Achroma weekly stream on the 23rd of April. I had to look at the date there, 2023. Let's get into it. So, for those that are maybe new to the stream, because I appreciate we've had a lot of new community members join it this week, this is how the stream will run. In a moment, I'm going to go through the Achroma news, where we'll talk about anything that has changed in the universe of Achroma this week. We'll then talk about any upcoming events that the Achroma team is going to be at, in case you want to come and find us. We then have a special sneak peek, which this week is going to be another teaser for the next chronicle being released, Curdle Cove. Now, it's not actually in my stream schedule there, but then following that, it's still within the special segment, I guess. That is when we're going to have the interview with Mira and Rachel. And then once we've said goodbye to them, we're going to do our usual community showcase where we shine a bit of the spotlight on you guys. So yeah, welcome in here, and loving the adventure app side of things. Yes, we are going to talk about that today. The adventure app has dropped. So let's start with some of the news then. And as always, we like to start with Kickstarter updates. For those that haven't been in the community very long, a few months ago, we ran a Kickstarter to kind of push through some of the new products that we are making and working on. And there are a lot of very, very happy backers that are waiting for their products, but would like to keep updated. So let's update you. The only news I've got this week is it's a bit of an, I don't like using the word unfortunately, but it is an unfortunate circumstance that for those aware from last week, mentioned that the cards were due to be shipped out around next Friday, the 28th. Due to an unforeseen issue with the printers and the delays of getting some of that back, mainly around the box art, it's looking very much unlikely that it is going to be next Friday. It's not going to be a long delay. We're looking at, it should now be a more reasonable expectation will be Tuesday the 2nd of May, because the 1st is a bank holiday. So around Tuesday the 2nd is when it's a more realistic expectation of when we will start to be sending the product out. So couple of days delay, do apologize. Believe me, I am just as excited as all of you because I really want these cards as well, but we're just gonna have to wait a few days longer, but it means we're all getting the best product available. I don't know what the exact printing error is, not my business, but yeah, a few more days to wait. I hope you guys do not mind. Otherwise, I don't have any other updates for the Kickstarter products other than it's all being worked on. As soon as I have any more, I'll let you guys know in our Discord, which is linked down below, or otherwise on next week's stream. So that is the Kickstarter side of things. Now, the next bit of big news, as Heron was just talking about in chat, is the fact that this week we have released the early access version of our mobile adventure game. So I'll answer the first question that some people might have, for those that may be new to and be thinking, oh, I haven't got access to this, how can I? So for those that pledged in the Kickstarter, they have gained early access to our mobile adventure game, which is kind of like a choose your own adventure, like, you know, books. When some of us were younger, we had like books where you turn to a page and it would give you a circumstance and you had to choose, do you want to go to page 50 or do you want to go to page 30? So we've made an app that is essentially that, but full of Achroma lore. It's in early access. So if you are one of the Kickstarter backers and your pledge gave you early access to the mobile game, then you do have access to it. So what you need to do, if you haven't already, is you need to check your emails. It'll be the email that you registered under Kickstarter with. You will see a email from Kickstarter, which will show an update from our campaign, where one of our managing directors, Jack, will have posted a message in there, and it shows the steps you need to take to be able to get the beta version of the app so that you can access the mobile adventure game. For those that weren't backed, don't worry, you will be able to get your hands on this game in the near future. I don't have an exact date when that will be, but as soon as we have a full release, it will be out there for everybody else to play. But for now, Kickstarter backers, make sure you check your emails and get on it. So I'm going to turn to chat here. I appreciate there's quite a few people in chat that have been playing it. What do you think, guys? Let me know in chat, because obviously, you know, the game creators see all of these comments, so let us know what you think. So far, I'll tell you what I think. I've been really loving it. I haven't had a huge amount of time to play it because I was busy yesterday, which we'll talk about in a bit. So far, I've completed... this is a completely no spoilers, I should say. If you're going to type in chat, no spoilers, please. I'm about 31%... I'm about 31% complete so far. This isn't a spoiler. I chose Dexter and the Golden Apple as my Realm Runner and Realm Relic. And I've been absolutely loving it. Like, it's so much more in depth than I thought it was going to be. Like, there's so many options, which is just brilliant for the replayability. I found myself sat there for about 2 or 3 hours yesterday, just kept going through. And yes, so the image you're seeing on the side there is one of the, it's a still image from one of the animated cutscenes done by Feral Child, which is one of the animated endings. Now, this isn't necessarily a spoiler. This was something that we sneak peeked a while ago. It's just there as a bit of an image for now. Suspiciously, the printer's ink was replaced with a spill of Achroma. Yeah, I think that's probably what happened, Mira. Yeah, a spill of ink Achroma went all over the cards. Probably, well, I don't know, but maybe. I'm coming to the UK Games with my deck and with the new cards to win some games. Hey, that'll be awesome, Heron. Hopefully, I'll see you there. You got that cutscene, awesome, Fairy. Lewis says it's really interesting and fun, needs some work. Yes, absolutely. So that brings me on to a really good point, and I will read the rest of your comments in a moment. So for those that are in the beta, sorry, I should call it early access, I'd really appreciate it. If you aren't already, make sure you join our Discord. The link is down below. It's completely free. There is a section of the Discord for the mobile adventure game, and there's specifically a channel called Game Feedback. Those that are actually in control of creating game are monitoring that channel. So please spam that channel with any feedback, good things and bad things, bugs and glitches, anything. You're there now. Anything that you can think of that is, that's helpful, pop it in there, because we will use your feedback to make sure that this game is absolutely as perfect as it can be when it eventually goes to full release. So yeah, Richard says it's so cool. Welcome in, Richard. Good to see you, mate. Dickon says I accidentally embraced Achroma. Yeah, accidentally. Yeah, sure. When the full version comes out, do we keep the progression we have done? That's a very good question, Heron. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't know the answer. I would imagine yes, because it is linked to the account, but unfortunately, I cannot confirm or deny that at the moment. Good question, though. I will try and find out for you, and I'll tag you in Discord when I find out the answer. I embrace Achroma non-accidentally. Nice, Fairy. 48% for you, Richard. Very good. You think you may have seen that one? Awesome. But no, it's really, really fun. So yeah, keep us informed about how that's going. And fantastic that has now dropped this week. Technically, that's the first product to drop for the Kickstarter. So in other news, we are now in week number 3 of the Achroma Curse of Curdle Hill special event. Now, I've explained it on other streams, so I'm not going to spend too much time today doing it. But I'll do like a 60-second explanation for those that maybe don't know. So in Achroma, we're starting to work in seasons. In each season, we are going to be looking at a previous release that we have done, called a Chronicle, and we're going to be having an event where you fight for Chroma, the good guys, or Achroma, the bad guys. I mean, subjective, depending on your opinion. And you fight by playing games of Achroma. So every time you win a game of Achroma by getting up to 30, that's a Achroma win. Erase your opponents down to 0, that's an Achroma win. And there is a global Achrometer, which is like a sliding scale. And essentially, at the end of this 4-week period, whichever side has won will close the chapter, close the book, end that chronicle for that chronicle. And we're going to release animations, short stories, and just generally information about how your impact of the game has changed the outcome for that chronicle, as well as how it will impact any future ones. So in this season, we are looking to close the book on Curse of Curdle Hill, which was the first chronicle that we released. And we're in week number 3 of the event. So anybody can take part in the event. All you've got to do is play games of Achroma. And shall we have a look at what the live Achrometer is currently looking like? So let's have a little load of this. Let's see how we're doing. Welcome in, Dan. Good to see you, buddy. 51 now, we're not bad. Oh, the beta test count to... Yes, the beta test does count, Heron. Yes, so those that are currently in the alpha testing... Sorry, I keep saying alpha. Early access testing for the adventure game, your scores will be contributing to the global Achrometer. So right now, it's looking... the devil's number 666 is where Achroma is sat right now. And Chroma is at 649. Yeah, we're not evil. 666. Let's do a quick bit of maths here. It's not always my speciality, but what's that? 17, I think? So 17 lead currently. So yes, very, very good Achroma. But for those that have only recently joined, this scale has been backwards and forwards. For the first 2 weeks, Chroma was constantly winning. Then Achroma had a massive surge. See what I did there? And was up to about 80 wins ahead. Chroma have brought it back now. It's getting very, very close. I think we're going to have a bit of a photo finish. Welcome in Jack into the stream, Managing Director of Achroma, or Remar Studios. The adventure game decisions are also impacting the Achrometer. We'll update the global Achrometer to reflect this next week. Okay, so to be clear then, the Achrometer you're looking at right now hasn't been affected, but it will be updated next week. So keep on playing with the adventure game if you want to help assist that Achrometer. Jack, actually, whilst you're in stream, I'm not sure if you can answer the question. Heron asked, when the full version of when the final version of the adventure game comes out, will everybody keep their progress for those that have been in the early access, or will their progress get reset, or do you not know at this time? Yes, typical Achroma number. Absolutely, Mira. Absolutely. So yes, if you want to know more about the Achroma seasons and all about it, we've wrote a really good article. It's down, linked underneath the stream. So at another time, you can go and have a little read of that if you want to catch up with what's going on there. So what is the next bit of news I have for you? Oh, in fact, it's the last bit of news, actually, and it was something that happened yesterday. So yesterday, we were at Salute 50, which is a event down at the Excel Centre in London. Now, typically, Salute 50 is well known for being essentially about miniatures and kind of more kind of tabletop gaming. I'm pretty certain we were one of the only card games there that I saw anyway, but we were there. So firstly, if anybody is watching the stream, if you were at Salute 50, then I salute you. Sorry, I'm really cheesy, I know. It's a Sunday, forgive me. But yeah, welcome in if you have just joined the community from Salute 50. Obviously, you might recognize me, I was there. It was a fantastic day. So we had this really, really cool stand, as you can see, promoting Fall of Flutterby and Morrows of Wishwell. Obviously, we didn't have Curdle Hill and Draco there because we're out of stock of those until next week. But yeah, really, really cool stand. The stand looked epic. But actually, you know what? This was really, really fun. And the reason why was that for those that have been to some of our previous events, we normally have a stall like that, and then we maybe have like a tiny little table for games, but we were really lucky that we also had this. So this was kind of about 10 feet away. This is kind of like, you know, the opposite side of it. So we actually had this really nice space to be able to play games. So me and Chris Idol from the Discord were sat at these tables all day playing games, whilst the other Chris and Dan were sat at the actual desk, obviously talking about the game and selling it. And it was a fantastic day. There was over 4,500 people there. It was a great turnout. There were loads of people flooding to the stand, and they all said the same thing. The artwork drew them in, and there was just a massively wide demographic of people. Everybody was really kind, really patient. Loads of people had fun, and it was just a brilliant day all round. So if you were there, thank you for making it a great day. If you weren't there, I'd 100% recommend going to Salute 50 next year. It was genuinely fantastic. It was brilliant. Welcome in, Mary. Great to see you. Hope the stream's going well. It is indeed. Yeah, we were in the XL Centre yesterday, Mary, and we're going to be back at the XL Centre for Comic-Con and a few other shows this year. So keep an eye on the IRL events channel in our Discord and streams to find out when we're going to be there. But I hope you're doing well, Mary. Right time to start playing for the dark side with the adventure so the evil pirates can get the good cards. Yes, because the Achroma result will affect a couple of the cards coming out in the next set as well. Was there? Hope you said hello. Arbitorian may have been. Welcome in if you are in the stream right now. If you were there, it was nice to meet you. What if the pirates are Achroma? Bold of you to assume they're Achroma. Yeah, we were discussing in stream last week that I think that what we're thinking that and Rachel, who is listening into the stream, is probably going to be sitting there going, they're scheming, and I know the answers. What most of us in the community are thinking is that there's probably going to be this is this image. For those that missed out, this is the, that's the poster you're seeing on screen now for the new chapter coming out soon. What we're thinking is that one faction is probably going to be some form of like Magus Elite Navy. So they're probably going to be the good guys. There might be a separate faction that is then pirates, and they're probably going to be the Achroma ones. And then we're thinking that there's going to be some form of faction that's either like sea monsters, mermaids, that sort of thing, or maybe like the actual kind of residents of the Curdle Cove, maybe like the villagers and stuff like that. Welcome in, Rhea. Heavy breathing. Yeah, Rhea can't wait for pirates. The stand looked epic. It was really, really good. But yeah, so that was the Salute 50. So that is all of the news I have for this week. I want to quickly touch on events. So Salute 50 is the one we've already been to, but for the next event that you guys can catch the Achroma team at will be UK Games Expo. Sorry, wrong way around. It'll be MCM Comic-Con in London. That will be at the end of May, and that'll be again at the XL Centre. So if you have tickets for that, or if you haven't yet, go get them and come and meet some of the Achroma team and play some games with us there. And then, yes, we will also be at UK Games Expo, which will be Birmingham, and I believe that's in June. I'm not going to be at that one, I'm afraid. I don't think so. Are we going to that? I don't think we've got tickets yet, Rhea, but I think we can probably get some tickets. I think we should go. I mean, if you guys see me there, I probably won't be there working for Achroma that day. I'll probably be there as just a member of public, but I'll still be probably at the stand most of the day playing games. So yes, it'll be good to see you guys. It's called a Conjuring, so it could be more occultists. Yeah, you're right, Fairy. I reckon it is going to be more occultists. But yes, Mira, you're going to be at Expo. That's awesome. I'm not sure if I'll be at Expo, but most of the team will be, so it'll be good to see you. Awesome. So those are the events. In terms of the next events that are going to be actually at the store, we may end up having some form of launch event for the Conjuring of Curdle Cove. And we also have a grand tournament in June. So keep your ears to the streams and the Discord for the dates for those. Who has grey body paint? I'm going to be my wife, Otrix. Yes, you should definitely cosplay as Otrix, Rhea. I've got my, somewhere in the background, I've got my wings where I cosplayed Sprat Morale, so maybe I should do that again. Okay, so next we come to the sneak peek part of the stream. So I only have one sneak peek for you this week. Now, as I did say last week, we are not going to be showing you guys any more of the expansion cards, nor are we going to be showing any more of the alt art cards. So you guys have seen loads of sneak peeks for those. We've really spoiled you. You can see all of those in our articles and our Discord server if you've not seen those sneak peeks yet. But we're going to be leaving the rest of those as a surprise for when you get the cards in your doorstep. But what I have for you today is another Curdle Cove. Now, I'm going to call it a teaser rather than a spoiler because I haven't got any cards to show you. It's a bit early for that. But we've so far seen this poster and we've seen a teaser image which was like a pirate's map of Curdle Cove. So I haven't actually seen this in full yet for myself. All I can see is like the tiny little thumbnail. But what I have for you today is apparently a more detailed map of Curdle Cove. So this is gonna be good. Yeah, Charlie, please. What? Or Isadora, you'll just spray your hair grey. Yeah, you could go. We could paint your hair grey. That'd be awesome. All right, you guys ready to see? I'll go to full screen for you. I'll give you the full screen version. Ready? Ooh, okay. So we've got Curdle Cove. All right, let's do like a 5-minute deep dive of what we think is going on here. So, right. Well, clearly that's Curdle Cove. I think we can safely assume that's Curdle Cove. Yes, there is a rift or a portal. Now, obviously, there's nothing there to zoom in on, but there seems to be some form of portal. So, what do we think that is? Yeah, rift located. Do we think that's a rift to another? Do we think that's a rift to another realm? Or do we think that's to somewhere else in Salem Planum, maybe? Oh, but it's on the water. Do you think that's maybe like a rift? Do you think that's maybe like a rift that the boats can go through to like get to another realm on the water? So it's like a sea portal. I can't tell. Is there a beach there? Is that a beach? No, there's a reflection in the water. I'm really hoping that that's like a portal where like you can sail through the portal and then you come out the other side in maybe like the Terra Planum. You just come out into the Atlantic Ocean or something. Maybe it comes out to like the White Cliffs of Dover. You just like come out. I mean, although let's be honest, the Salem Planum residents don't really come to Terra much anymore. A smuggler's portal? Ooh, yeah. But I want to know where does that go? And I want a dirtle door. I want to know where does that go, and I want to know, do you sail through that? Really cool. What else are we saying in chat at the moment? Portal, that's nice. Oh my Gideon, I have so many questions for Rach. Tell me about it. Again, Rach is watching the stream today, and she is going to be joining us, so she's probably sitting there giggling to herself, thinking, "I know all the information." We have pirate caves. That could be where the realm runners come out, potentially. Heron, yeah. Old Harry's Dock. Okay, so what else have we got here? So we've got another ship. So I'm guessing that, we can't really tell much about it. Oh, there is a black flag on it. That could be one of the pirates. Now, keep in mind that if I go back to this, now this isn't the full screen image, but I can tell you that we did see the top of this ship, and this ship did not have a black flag. So maybe I'm looking into that too much, but we do seem to have a black flag there, which could indicate pirates. Looks like they're coming into Curdle Cove. We can see more little ships and dinghies there. So this appears to be the main part of Curdle Cove. Looks like a relatively small town. I can't see a dock. Keep in mind, guys, this is a teaser. It could be potentially just like old imagery, so we can't read into it too much. But I can't see a dock. I can't see a dock, so I'd imagine they come here, anchor down, and then maybe get like dinghies in. So it's not like it's a massive like shipping port. Oh, look, the White Cliffs of Dover. Not really. So yes, we've got a small little village there. We have a couple of places over here as well. Oh, we have a lighthouse. We have a lighthouse, folks. I wonder if that's going to be a location. This is a one comma scale. So Jack has said, with the adventure game, your data and progress may get reset before the launch due to changes. I'll confirm next week. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you looking into that for us. We also have a bit of a hillside here, it would appear. So I wonder if there's going to be like a house on the hill, like Murky Manor sort of thing. Pirates practice, maybe. Ooh, okay. What do we think of that, folks? Pretty cool, right? So it's just a teaser for this week. I will pop that into the Discord after stream. Oh, look at the path of the ship. Well, yeah, it's... Oh, I see. Yeah, the path of the ship is going underneath that, so we have a bit of an archway. But correct me if I'm... I'll go... Oh, I see what you're referring to, Taurus. Taurus, you are a genius. That's why you're in the stream today. So I was wondering where that arrow was pointing, and I was maybe thinking it was like here. You know what? It does actually kind of look like Brixham Harbour, Richard. That's where my dad lives. Beautiful harbour, actually. It does actually. Yeah, that's Brixham, and that's Torquay. For those that know Devon quite well, yeah, there you go. We got Brixham and Torquay. No offense to who wrote it. It's beautiful coast. But yes, that arrow is clearly pointing at. Yes, you're right. I can't believe I didn't see it, Taurus. The shape of that is the shape of this. So it clearly does show that, yes, the ships sail through it. Charlie's dad confirmed as a realm runner? Maybe. You're a genius. I mean, either you're a genius or I'm the dum-dum here and all of you spotted it and I didn't. But yes, okay, so it does look like the ships go through that portal. That's really exciting, so the ships go through the portal. The next question then is, where does that go? Wow, okay. Really cool there, folks. Like I said, I'll pop that into the Discords, and I'm sure we'll get more teasers and sneak peeks as the weeks go on. I will let you guys know as the week goes on. So now we come to the main segment of today's stream, which is genuinely, I'm really excited for this, folks. I'm as excited as hopefully you guys are, because I know nothing of what's about to be said or spoken about. I am a passenger with you guys for this. So in a moment, we are going to bring a couple of special guests onto stream, and in fact, you know what, let's bring them on, shall we? So may I introduce to everybody in the stream, Mira and Rachel. Welcome both. How are you doing?
We're good. Thank you so much, Chart Les Barton. I think it's been great to hear you promote the stream. No, seriously, Charles, I love how you coordinate this community. You are so enthusiastic and you know all the things.
I'm sometimes sometimes in my work my other work life as well, like I get sometimes described as like sickeningly sweet sometimes with it as well. But thank you, Mira. So Mira, you know what, it's probably best, would you like to introduce yourself, as I'm sure you know yourself better than I do? So would you like to introduce yourself for me?
So hi everybody, thank you so much for letting us come here today. I'm Mira. I have known Rachel a good few years. I won't give away our ages, and I love Rachel's brain. I want to get in it. I want to pull it out. I want to, wash with it. And oh, sorry, Rachel. But we actually, over lockdown, it was very, very cool. I got to be in a D&D party with Rachel. So cool. We kind of got to play together. Rachel was the coolest, most...
I don't doubt that.
Yeah, the coolest vampire ever. And... also, out of nowhere, I've been doing lots of interviews and things on my YouTube.
Yes.
So I just thought it was a really lovely opportunity for me to come and chat to Rachel as a bit of a newcomer, as not really knowing that much about Achroma, but hopefully she'll share some secrets with me and educate us a little bit.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mira. So if you want to go and support Mira's YouTube channel, the link to her channel is down below. Like she said, she does loads of interviews on different games around Warhammer and things like that. I watched a couple of videos, and you know what, Mira, straight back at you in terms of compliments. I've watched a few of your videos, and your sort of energy levels as well are, you can see where you're really enthusiastic about what you talk about. So from one streamer to another, it is great to see. So, Rachel, would you like to introduce yourself as well for those that haven't met you before?
Yeah, I'm Rachel Constantine. I'm one of the co-founders of Achroma. I'm just a big lover of fantasy, really. Like, I just love worlds, I love characters, and I make the ones up for Achroma. I feel really lucky that you guys like them.
Absolutely. We have been loving it, and so many people are always crying out for more lore, and I think that's what hopefully we're going to give them today. So what's going to happen? So firstly, let's just check chat for a second, because we've got lots of people who said hello to you. Ria said, God, Rachel deserves such amazing looks. What a queen. Heron says hi to you both. Matt has actually recognized, I love how each of them fully represent Achroma and Achroma. You're absolutely right. That was the first thing I saw earlier. Brilliant.
Obviously, my side is the winning side, yeah.
Yes, Achroma is currently winning. I bet. Did you smile when you heard that it was 666 as the current the current figure as well?
I love it.
It's like perfect.
Let's just leave it there.
Absolutely. Taurus says, Warhammer creator spotted. Yeah, definitely go check out our channel, Taurus. You'll really enjoy our content. Vulcan lives. Stomp, stomp. I don't know the reference, but you might, Mira.
Let's just go with it. I think it's Flash Gordon.
Yes, it is a 6 So what's going to happen now, folks, is Mira and Rachel are going to, as you can see, these, Mira and Rachel have a great rapport with each other. They are going to have a chat about the Achroma lore. I'm actually going to leave them to it. So I'm going to swap over to this scene. So I'm going to get rid of my mug and leave you guys to it. Now, as we're going through the stream, folks, if you have any questions, pop them in chat. And near the end of the interview, we will come to chat and answer some of your questions. But otherwise, over to you guys.
Thank you so much. Hi, Rachel. Hello, everybody. I think those of you who are mad deep in the lore already, you might have to be a little bit patient because I'm going to get Rachel to talk a little bit about her background. So, Rachel, I've known that you've always been writing. You love writing, and I really look forward to any social posts you even do because there's so much great writing and yeah, it's really lovely. It's actually, getting to know someone who loves writing and then who regularly gives us free words is a real treat. But how old were you when you first started, the first inspiration for Achroma, which probably wasn't Achroma then, came to you?
Well, for Achroma, I was like, well, it wasn't Achroma, it was Flutter by Fools back then. And I was 19. Yeah, 19.
19.
So we're going back exactly 20 years. So, yeah.
Can you remember, I know 20 years is a long time to think back to. Can you remember the inspiration? I'm just thinking about, I watched Let It Be and you actually see Paul McCartney coming up with, them jamming a song. Could you remember the first fluttering of those words we could say into your head? Or was it like a remarkable day and you were struck by lightning? Or
Jack and I were going through quite a traumatic time in our life, and we were expecting Ethan, our first baby, and I think it was a bit of, we were quite isolated because of our decision, and we were both just looking for escapism, and I was doing in journalism at Southampton, and we were talking about like childhood books. And I had this book where the kid had said to the mum, "Oh, why am I the colour that I am?" Like, and the mum said, "Well, while you're in my tummy, God comes down and he paints you, and this is why you are who you are," kind of thing. And I'm an atheist, even God, and I just, being pregnant at that time, I was like, wouldn't it be great if it was actually like your belly button was an elevator and could hop inside while you're asleep, and then that was it. Jack and I were just like, this would be great if we could just, make a world out of fairies that paint our world while we're asleep, and we'd make up like jokes like adults look so grey when they don't get enough sleep, or they're hungover because they've missed their slot to be painted, that kind of stuff.
Oh,
yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
So that was your inspiration, and that story that started with the two of you and this like little family beginning to grow has just freaking grown. I mean, look at everything that we have now. So you've written this beautiful world, and then you hear, or there's a decision to make it a card game. So where's your involvement in that? How are you feeling about that? How did it come about? And were you like, yes, I'm fully behind this?
Not my decision.
So tell us how it came into existence. I'm imagining people just knew your world and they were so inspired they wanted to play in it.
It didn't really work like that, because at 19, 20, 21 I was trying to get published. I was trying to get the books because Curdle Hill and Norso, which was then, it was originally Wishworld Factory, and Flutterby's, they were all books that I had in my mind. I'd written Flutterby's and I'd written like the outline for Curdle Hill, but I just couldn't get a publisher to look at me. I'm dyslexic, so that's why anyone that does read my posts, you will, if I've not been proofread by someone, I do make a few typos and errors, but I've definitely got the creativity where I lack in the technicalities, and I just found the publishing world so hard to crack into and so hard to break into. So then Jack was like, well, we should do an app. We should do a colouring app called Colourless, and we did that for a few years. And our group of friends went on holiday to Devon which, you know, the holiday had its ups and downs due to a very chatty rooster that would wake us up at 5 a.m. every day. And it meant that we were up for hours and hours chatting. Chris and Jack were big into magic at this point, and they were talking about magic cards, and I was like, oh my god, more magic. It was like obsessive. We'd go out and play in one that we rented with the kids, and they'd be like, oh, we'll just have a game of magic, or we'll just have a game of this. And Jack and Chris kind of hatched the idea that, oh my god, wouldn't it be great if we could put Rachel's world and all the worlds into a card game? So I come back and they approach me with this idea, and I'm like, absolutely not. I do not want my world in a card game. I definitely don't want this. And as you can see, I lost. But
I have to say, Rachel, sorry to interrupt, I think there's a little bit of lag, but if either Chris or Jack on their own had an idea and tried to like persuade me, they just batter you into it. So with both of them coming at you, you had no chance, mate.
Yeah, and the thing is, I love, so Matt Vince did the original artwork for the book. I love Vinny's art, and
yes,
you know, Jack was like, we can get Vinny in, he can do the artwork, and it can be more, I said it has to be, you know, a bit more accessible than magic. I really don't enjoy the art on magic card. I really want it to be pretty, and I want girls to like it as much as boys do. I want it to feel like everybody, and I think Jack and Chris kept their word, because I do think it's accessible to anyone. And although I'm not a big gamer, I do love collecting the cards, and I am so excited about, because you know, Curdle is actually my world of choice. You know, like, that is my absolute baby. I actually really struggle to ever release anything else. If I could, it would just be, you know, more Curdle, more witches, more wizards all the time. But
amazing. Well, that was one of my follow-up questions, which is really dumb, like, which is your favorite? Obviously it's Curdle Hill. Can you guess mine?
probably, I'm gonna say Flutterby, maybe, because it's a bit.
Well, it's close. It's Siege of Draco.
Oh yeah, with dragons, obviously, timeless.
Baby dragons! So cute.
Yeah. I would have thought you'd have gone for the softness of the fairies, though. Like, as a singing bard, I thought you'd be like all over this.
I mean, I'll be happy with either, let's face it. Not so much Curdle Hill. I mean, gosh, I'd probably end up God knows where. God, on the wrong side of it, Achroma. We found Mira Manga weeping. But
my way, it will be all Achroma by the time we finish.
Well, one of the things I've always found really elegant about your personal style is you absolutely love the absence of colour. You love black. And the way that you work with it and design it in your clothing and in your house, it feels like it takes you into a different world, and it's elegant and dramatic and understated. And then when you look at those Achroma cards, there's, you know, it's so many different shades of that darker side of things. So I think that they've imagined that really well. And I really do see different shapes, sizes, colours, all the imagination.
I think it definitely helps that obviously we're the founders of our company. We're all a group of friends, so we know each other really well. And Vinny's been to our home, and he knows us well, and he knows what we like, and can be quite bossy when I say, I want it this way, please make this character this way, you know. And and I think that the personal, like, friendship between us all, that definitely is transferred into the cards and into the card game. I mean, because so much of my life and our lives together throughout the whole of the stories, it's all like interweaving, you know.
Yeah. Well, can I just ask you, we are going to get into Curdle Hill, just two really quick questions. It's really important for me for you to confirm it or deny. The Lost Fairies Poggle, is that based on Chris?
That is my lifelong friend, Christopher Hillman.
Yeah, brilliant. And I just found out today that one of my best friends who I work with, Matt, is Wincy. Yeah. So
he's like the brain of the whole operation. Wincy's probably the most intelligent character throughout the whole of that round.
I mean, yeah, definitely. Matt is the most mindful. The brain,
friend.
scary thoughts as well. Matt has got a lot of thoughts. So yeah. So the Curse of Curdle Hill and a Dark Cloud of Achroma. And you know, so Salem Planum and all these powerful witches and wizards. So when I was like exploring it a little bit to try and not sound ignorant, I was really thinking about films like The Craft and Witches of
Oh my
Eastwick.
God, I loved that. I loved both those movies. Yeah.
So is that, could you speak a little bit, because obviously you know about like a lot about witchcraft and trials. So when you're thinking of things that influenced Salem Planum, what kind of references could you give us?
I mean, I actually loved any film around that when I was a teenager. I would watch all of it. I had all the books, I had all the merch. But when we started writing Turtle Hill, I actually read the characters within it. It was about, you know, two betrothed people that didn't love each other.
Oh.
Was their union was interrupted, and Klaus von Ruthven met somebody else that he absolutely adored, and they had this beautiful affair. And then, Klaus basically knew that he had to protect this person in his life. If he didn't, they would destroy her because, they're the most family.
Really quickly, Rachel, do you mind if you move the mic a little bit closer? I think it was starting to cut out a little bit there. If
Sorry.
possible. That's all right. Thank you.
Is that better?
Yeah, it should be better. Thank you. If you want to just say it again, because I think we missed that. And I was like listening, like, oh, I want to hear this.
Where did I get to then? Where did you hear to?
You were talking about how Klaus had a bit of a love affair, but needed to protect her.
So Klaus basically fell in love with this young witch, and wanted to protect her because he knew that the Curdle family and the von Ruthven family would destroy this witch in question if he didn't protect her. Because originally Klaus was like, he possessed this very rare quality, even if you're born into this world, doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be a magical being. So some are magical and some are not magical, and Klaus was born with the most powerful ability and the rarest. He's a natural, like, back in the day I called it a portal passer. So yeah, when I and really I think, as I said, like, I use the world as a way to put my feelings into it when things aren't maybe going right in my own life. So a lot of the characters are personal to me because they're like elements of myself or elements of the people I love within there. So I wouldn't say I based it on any movies or anything like that. If anything, I based it on, I'm really into like the time, the Ripper. I love steampunk, I love Victorian-esque times, that kind of vibe.
Yeah, I remember you were part of organising an epic steampunk event for a bunch of us. So I know you love that kind of Victorian gritty griminess.
Yeah.
So is there an element of Jack in that character, the protector?
Yeah, there definitely would have been. I mean, in the book that I actually wrote, Brat Morale was Jack, and obviously Goldfrost was myself, friend that was like mad in love with the hero story.
Oh, I love it. Look, I'm going red. This is making me so happy. Okay. Law. Focus, Mira. So if you could live anywhere in Curdle Hill, where would you live? Tell us about that.
I already live there. Obviously, the Murky Manor is my house. So I don't need to pretend that I live there. The house is very much a similar replica of the look of my house, and yeah, obviously I'm trying to make it look as dark as that as well.
Yeah, beautiful. Your house is gorgeous. Love it. So can you tell me a bit, did you really like, I don't know, this is really aging us. Do you remember the programme The Bill from when we were younger?
Is that the one with the policeman?
Yeah. So is that Major Salute? Or is it a bit like, like...
With the walking feet at the beginning of the end.
Hello. What's going on here? I love the idea of, I think I've got lag, but I just love the idea of like an elite force of like plods, really, but they're a lot cooler than that, especially if you look at the cards. Can you talk to us a little bit about them?
In my mind, they're soldiers, I know they are police and they're detectives, but I feel like they're warriors underneath it all. So I feel like they're a bit more than just policemen, because I feel like, police don't do much, do they?
No, but that makes sense that they're kind of like warriors and you don't want to mess with them.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously, if I turned up in Curdle, I'm a bit. Where would you put me? Where would I go?
Well, you'd have to be a pure blood witch, wouldn't you? You'd have to be very pure. You'd be a white witch. I don't think you'd be a chromatic witch. There's no way that
No
you would be
way.
on the dark side. No way.
I feel like I try to go to the dark side and they'd be like, get out. No.
I think you would definitely be like with Delilah Crockett. She is the purest of witches, and
There's a
she's very
question.
good. She's very
Yeah.
good with, like, she's very naturally led, and her potions are all kind of plant based. She's very spiritual, and I would imagine you would be besties with her.
Oh my God, that's amazing. And actually, somebody asked a question. Lewis asked a question specifically about Delilah. So Delilah's has got a concoction because she's great
Yes,
at potions.
Yeah.
And the question is, why is it so good at protecting against Acrom?
Well, it's because of her pure heart. Her pure heart. Like, there's no bad intention in her. So, and because of the fact that potions are her own ability, her potions are powerful beyond, so like other witches could make it, but that is like her gifted,
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
So
She's
just
when exceptional.
Well, thank you for giving me that character. I love it. That sounds.
I have to write her now. I have to write her.
Yay! And will she be really annoying? Can I have like a power of annoying?
I mean, I'm gonna make her sing a lot, obviously.
Yes, Rach. I love it. So you do bind like your heart, like Delilah. Your heart is bound through so much of this, and characters. And I'm not really sure how it's working. I know that we've got the Curse of Curdle Hill, and we're moving to expand, and the Cove is going to come up.
Yeah.
Are we going to like lose characters? Are we going to maybe say goodbye to characters?
When I kind of thought, oh, this is going to be many different chapters now, because I obviously didn't want to do a card game, but actually the card game format gives you so much more scope to span worlds than probably books do. Like, you kind of like tied to a narrative, aren't you? Whereas with this, it's like, oh, I want to do this, so this narrative can be this, and I can have these characters here, and they can interlock with these characters. So I wrote family trees for all of the families. That was like my
Another question
first
that's come up. Talk more about family trees.
So yeah, so obviously, and that was the non-magical, like wizards and witches, and the magical and witches. And I would say that there is 8 generations that I've written that come before the current characters that you have at the moment. And I was actually I asked Jack to get me the laptop so I could actually give you an insight into it. And now his laptop's closed and I can't get in. So if he's watching, I can't get into your laptop. But
He's not watching.
I did think that Charlie would really appreciate that 2 generations before Kara and Isadora, I've wrote a character called Oh, here he is. Jack! He's coming to help me.
Yay!
I wrote a character 2 generations before Kara and Isadora, and her name is Ria Dran Fortuna. So I thought I'd like that. So we've already got a Ria in there. So
okay, this is a really important note. Can you confirm for me the spelling of that Ria? I mean, to be fair, that's already enough. But can you confirm the spelling?
Well, remember, I am dyslexic, and I was thinking there probably should be a H in it, but there's not a H in it. It's an RIA.
Even still, for reference, chat, for context, Carry On My Way by None in the stream is my wife. She's called Ria. She idolizes Rachel and loves everything witchy. So this is amazing news. I'll leave you guys to it. But yes, you've got one very happy person in chat. I'll tell you that, Rachel.
Shout out to Mrs. Les Barton. And yes, Rachel does make dreams come true. This stream and everything she does proves it.
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that you have the presence of mind and you're so connected to do 8 generations, and also there are short stories around this and things sprout off all the time. I wanted to ask you, as a creator and author, I just think it's incredibly generous, just so beautiful when you think about in the commercial world. If you're a Disney or a Marvel, you're going to hold on to your copyright. No one's going to get to mess with your characters. And you're actually nurturing this community. Like, yeah, how do you see that as like letting other people like run with your ideas? How does it feel as a
Uh,
creator?
it, it is a bit of a struggle for me. Like, obviously, Jack and Chris came up with the idea of having like the reality system, which means that obviously, like, the story will change as you guys play the game. That, I mean, that's great, isn't it? Like, that they can have the control over the character and the narrative. But I hate it because I want to write it how I want to write it.
Yeah.
But I am adapting. And I'm like,
you are
and
adapting.
to be honest, I feel like it actually makes it more exciting for me, because if I have to then think, oh, it's not going to end how I thought it was going to, I have to go the way that this way. Like, it, you know, it does make you feel a bit alive, because it's like, obviously I've had these stories in me a very, very long time. So it's kind of like, I don't want to get too stuck in my ways. I want them to be what everybody wants them to be.
Well, I mean, if you've got time to do 8 generations of a family tree, I could suggest you go multiverse. Oh, that was interesting. I suggest you go
Is that me?
multiverse.
Did I do that?
No,
No, that's me. My apologies.
It's Charlie.
Oh,
he's,
okay.
he's doing magic.
Okay.
He's doing Discord magic. But I would suggest, yeah, you could multiverse it, and you're like, okay, you lot all made this happen in another universe. This is what I made happen, and then everyone has to come over to your universe.
Well,
So
you know, I would like it to be all about me, so.
it's all about. I love that too. I mean, I'm here for it. I have got questions from other people to ask you, and I've got 9 minutes left, so I'm gonna ask those.
Oh my God, have I told them anything they
Well,
want to know?
to be very clear, if you guys want to go beyond 9 minutes, you can. There's technically no time limits. I just set half an hour because I didn't want to eat too much into your evenings. But you guys just keep going. People are loving it.
I will.
We don't want to bore them, though.
No, and also I'm really nervous because I have 2 boys that are just going to burst into this room at 9. It's like, you promised us this. So, but what I would like to do is invite myself to come back maybe next month and talk to Rachel some more. Maybe if people would like that, you could put in the chat how great we both are. So somebody called Dickon, like Charlie was silent there. That's really worrying and awkward.
Oh, I'm typing it in. I'm typing it in chat.
So Dickon asked, how big is each planum? Is it like a planet each, or is it like the size of a continent each?
Well, I mean, the way that we envisage is that the planums lay across our world as we know it. So as big as our world is as big as their worlds are. So,
Whoa.
you know, that's why, like, you know, that they kind of correlate to places, but they're not quite the same, because it's like, you know, different levels of the same world.
Wow. So there is literally planets for you to play with.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
I mean, you know, I couldn't write as big as the scope that there is. Do you know what I mean? Like, in my lifetime, someone's going to have to take over eventually.
Talk about legacy. This is like a lifetime's work. You can kind of tell a lifetime of love has gone into it. It's pretty epic.
I hope so. I hope people are enjoying it, and you know, it's I love that, you know, Jack has managed to, you know, realize the world, because Jack is obviously, like, he's one of the world builders as well. So like some of the characters. So for example, I didn't do Norso. Norso is his baby, because, you know, and I didn't really do that much. Although a lot of the original characters and stuff in Flutterby's are mine. Found it quite like I just can't face that world, because it, you know, I wanted to get it published. I see it as a failure in my life, you know, whereas, you know, a lot of people like Flutterby's, and I'm like, well, it wasn't good enough to publish. So.
Isn't that so funny that, you know, although this thing you create is loved, you're going to always remember that kind of stab of pain. And yes, I do want to give Jack and the whole team like maximum credit. It's just that I got you here today. So but yeah, I mean, the whole team, I've worked with the team on Comic-Con, Sweat, Blood and Tears. Another really tiny personal question, Rach. Like, naturally, you're fairly kind of introverted. So
really,
I can tell the depth of your love for your world, because you will come and do stuff like this. So So does Achroma make you brave enough? Has it changed you to come out of, I don't know, talk to people?
I feel much more comfortable doing this kind of thing. Anyone that's met me at the shop, I am not rude. It's just that I'm a little bit like, I don't know what to say. Like, oh my God. Like, when I am with people that have known me a long time, I'm very confident, very extrovert. But when I meet new people, I am very, I just don't know what to do with myself. And I think that is partly, you know, I think writers are like that because you spend a lot of time on your own, living in different worlds. You know?
Yeah.
And you put a lot of your insecurities and your things that maybe you want to be, you put into characters because you're like, I want to be that version, you know. So yeah, like, you know, Achroma is, the world is definitely very important to me, and I really love the fact that now Dexter lives in the world. So for me, I will never not strive for the world to work because he can't live here. So it means a lot to me and to Jack and our family that he can be alive somewhere, you know. So
I know. And I mean, I just think of all the other people who have bad days and get to escape in this world you've created. And that's so generous and loving to let us all have that gateway. And then even just now demonstrating people that you've noticed, like, you know, there's going to be a new person going into the world because you can magic them there, and that's just so beautiful and generous. And especially for you to have this so close to your heart and give it, I just love that generosity. It's so beautiful. Okay, going back to the questions, I just get caught up, sorry, so back on target.
Let's do some questions. Let's answer their things.
How can Achroma present so differently across the realms? It turns up as different substances and events. What is it at its core? That was from Viridian.
That's me.
Well, I think this.
Oh, hi.
I think the thing about Achroma is that.
Sorry, Achroma. My bad.
Well, there's, you could say it however you like, but there's a lot of bad poisons and bad qualities and ill will in everything we do in the real world.
Wi-Fi stopped working.
Is the Wi-Fi stopped working here? I think
you're still going fine.
We hear you.
You can still hear me.
Maybe you're stealing all the Wi-Fi.
He's psyching me out. Yeah, I'm just drawing it because that's what Achroma does. But yeah, and I think we just felt like if it is something, because obviously we know where it originates from, we know the power behind that, which unfortunately I can't share with you today because I don't want to ruin it for you all. But it's not only naturally and organically getting into the realms, it is being placed and it's strategically being used by, you know, groups and individuals and creatures to benefit themselves. So, you know, that's why it is everywhere.
Do you think it will ever be fully revealed, or do you think it will be a kind of like a legendary mystery that the players will never learn of?
I definitely think they will find out because it is so ghastly. They need to know.
Oh God, that's going to stress me out. Okay, some quick fire ones. How come Spiral got to keep their wings? Pixie Q asked that.
Okay, so like obviously Spiral is his parent, Craven is his father. He is the king of pixies. But
oh, she's going to say a secret.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to tell you the secrets, but basically, you know, just because, let's say in the real world, just because there are diseases and disabilities that are passed on through chromosomes doesn't necessarily mean that every child will have that, you know. So, and it goes the same for the world. So, you know, he's been blessed with having wings. You know.
Great answer, Rachel. We'll come back to that in the future and we'll go, remember when she said this? Sarah Jane 1989 asked for Seb. Why does, oh gosh, I've not written the person's name. Somebody's carrying an egg. Is it Isadora?
Isadora, yes, why is Isadora carrying an egg? Yeah.
Yeah, is it a dragon in the egg?
It is a dragon egg, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but it is. Yeah. I mean, I've said it now. I've said it. It's out there.
Stream ever! If Jack had come charging in and thrown the laptop away.
Might kill me. Like, turn off.
Wow. Well, I mean, I think I'm scared now. I'm like, let's get off the stream. So that's 1 minute to 9. And I think we've smashed through the questions that I'd written down. Rachel and Charlie, thank you so much for letting us have this chat. I hope we covered, I know we didn't go massively hard on Curdle, but I imagine we're going to hear a lot more. And thank you all for letting me come and just quiz Rachel. Rachel, you're a rock star. Love you.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you guys. So no, the chat has been absolutely loving it. I would definitely recommend you both, if you couldn't see on my screen, but like definitely look through the stream at some point and rewatch. There was lots of, I asked them, I went silent because you were like, oh, maybe we can come back. And what I did is, rather than say anything, I typed in chat saying, can I get an X in chat if you would like Mira and Rach to come back? And there was a lot of X's. So I think this is definitely something we can make a regular thing every few months or something. Because as you know, again, you know, I was a passenger for this as well. It's fantastic to see your interactions, and you do not have to apologize because believe me, we heard a lot of really interesting stuff that we were like, there are a few times like Rachel would just let out a little snippet of something and all of a sudden you're like, oh, did you hear that? Like, no, it's been fantastic. So thank you very, very much, Mira. Thank you, Rachel.
I'm going to get told off tomorrow.
I know, we might both get a bollocking email or official letter.
No, it's good because this is.
There'll be a retraction letter tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Or like there'll be a.
Rachel would like to apologise for.
There'll be like a new old art coming for Zadora, and suddenly it's not an egg anymore. It's just like a glass ball. It's like, why's that changed?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both very much. Chat if you can spam thank yous as well. But yeah, it's a pleasure having you both. I hope you have a lovely rest of your evenings, and we will definitely get on soon. And folks, if you see them in Discord, Mira Manga is Manga in the Discord. Rachel is Tati Von T. So, and keep in mind, guys, in the Discord there is that Lore Lounge channel. So feel free to discuss everything we've said in this stream in there. And you know, Tati and Manga will also sit in there and may even reply. So yes, thank you very much, guys.
Love you guys.
Bye.
See you in the next one.
Bye.
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 Lovely stuff. So I'm just going to dip out of that phone call there just to sort that. There we go. That was absolutely brilliant. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. Again, you know, if it's not obvious, Mira and Rachel have been friends for a while, and it's just fantastic to see their interactions. We found out so much information. What I'm probably going to do after stream, folks, is I'm probably going to rewatch the stream. I don't know about you guys, because I sometimes got so caught up on one detail that they were talking about that I then missed the next thing that was being said. So I'm definitely going to be rewatching stream and like going through with a fine-tooth comb, and let's have a chat in Lore Lounge later a little bit about it as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. And thank you for your kind comments in chat as well. I know that Mira and Rachel will have appreciated all of those. I'm glad Seb's happy, Sarah. Yeah, it was nice that Mira was able to answer those questions for you guys. I keep glancing at the Funguar merch. Yeah, Funguar is here. He is here. He's chilling. I just noticed your jumper, all the Funguars. Yeah, Funguar on the arm as well. Just to be very clear, this is uniform. I haven't got my Kickstarter ones yet. So I have to give this back at some point, unfortunately. So for those that are new to the stream, the last bit of the stream that we're going to go through is what we call the community showcase. So we like to finish the stream off by, you know, we've looked at the Achroma news, we've looked at some sneak peeks, we've had an amazing segment there talking to Rachel and Mira, and what we want to do now is shine some of the light back on you guys in the community. So what we're going to do is have a look at some of the amazing fan art and things that you guys have done in our Discord and other socials this week. So first things first, we have got a new Tale of Funguar. So Fairy Bread, who was actually here in the stream, last week Fairy did some like a fan art comic, which was about Funguar going into the Terror Realm and essentially dropping an Achroma bomb, which is a card, near me and Sarah, because me and Sarah were playing loads of games of Chroma, and Fairy Bread wants Achroma to win in the event. So we do have a second edition of the Tales of Funguar. So let's have a little read. Now, I'm reading this for the first time because I haven't actually had a chance to read it properly this week. I'm going to bring it onto the full side so I can see it properly here. So actually, we'll go here. So the Tales of Funguar. Actually, no, we'll go. Let's go to here so we can see that better. So the Tales of Funguar, random collection of characters assembled by Fairy Bread. Let's go to the second image. So there's 6 images here. So let's see if I can read this. And my apologies, Fairy. If I struggle to read it, that's on me, not you. So we got Funguar. We need you to prevent the splat attack. by the enemies. Of course, sir. And this is currently in the Achroma Haven. Here's the plan, a little plan of attack. There he is going in his TIE fighter, because we said that looks like that. Hyperspace. Set a course for Flutterby Falls. Yes, of course, sir. Looks like they have assembled outside of Cog's village. Oh, very nice, from the Flutterby Chronicle. Oh, here we are. Is this... Oh, I can't really see on that, but that might be me and Sarah with all of the fairies and pixies in Spirit of Planum. Okay, let's see how it continues. Oh, Funguar has landed his ship. Not copying Avengers. He's landed his ship. What's happening? Fellow Crowmans, we must rally together to overthrow the Achrom leaders. Hen, Achrom King, and Fairy Breads. Yeah, wait. If he's Achrom, then why is he called Fairy Bread? Don't know. This person looks so happy to not know that. Oh, I'm also over this. I almost missed it. Is that another little fun? Oh, I see. It's Funguar listening in. He's like listening into the event. Stop this now. I won't. We will. Oh, sorry. But what are you going to do about it? Oh, random collection of characters. Oh, I see. Oh, nice. We've got Pikachu. Ria's going to have my guts for garters, because I know this is a Studio Ghibli character, but I forget what he's called. I don't recognize that character. Do you know what that character looks like to me? Does anybody else know? Anybody else know the? Oh, I've seen the Wallace and Gromit movie where they go to the moon and to gather cheese. Oh, it's Claptrap. That reminds me of the robot that was on the moon, the bad guy in that film. It might be Undertale. And who we got there? I'm not too sure of that one either. A little kitty cat. All right, so they all assemble. Oh, I see. So this is them all attacking the fairies and pixies in Cog's village, I presume. Statue of Liberty, don't ask. No, I'm not asking at all. I just love the cat that keeps reappearing. And here's Funguar, Sarah, and that's me, Viridian. We'll meet again. Very similar to Pokemon there. Is it the end, or is it? Very, very good. Well, Ferrybed, you know we love your comic, so thank you very, very much for taking the time to draw that this week. It's it's one of the nice things about Achroma is because it is a collaboration of 5 realms. As Rachel was saying in the interview, like anything, there's so much scope that maybe there is a realm out there that has Pokemon in it. Well, I could say no, you're probably not going to get I don't think we're going to see a combination of Pokemon and Achroma anytime soon. But, in fan art, who knows what could happen? Who knows? I wonder what the Avengers will get up to next week. I want to know too, Sarah. It looks like Team Chroma's blasting up again. Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining that again, dude. Really appreciate it. Now, for those that don't know, in our Discord, we have a section called fan content. And that is where you can post anything like short stories, fan art, anything you've done that is to do with Achroma. That's comic is in there. So if you want to see that comic, you can go read it again, and you can leave feedback for Fairy in there as well. The Pokeplanum. But I can't use Viridian as Achroma now. I'll have to wait. Yeah. All right, so next thing I've got here is, so I've also got there is a new article in Draco Temple. So for those who don't know, we have a community member called Echo who writes articles community-based on his website called Draco Temple. We have had a new article this week, which is all around the new poster for the Conjuring of Curdle Cove, where he has obviously shown the image himself and discussed his thoughts on it. So definitely go and check that out. It is down in the description. Another thing to mention is generally I like to update on how the community is looking. So we've gained 12 new members in the Discord this week, which is fantastic. And I'm pretty certain most of those have come from the Salute 50 yesterday. So again, I did say at the start of the stream, but if you have come from Salute 50, it is a pleasure to have you in the community. And then we also like to sometimes showcase some palettes. So when people get creative and make some of their custom Achroma palettes, we like to show them off on stream. Not only because they're really creative, but also because for those that are maybe new to the game, it gives you an idea of what to look at. So no, David, so we're not, we haven't done any card spoilers this week. So we mentioned last week that we've obviously been doing expansion cards and alt art a lot recently. We're not doing any more alt arts or expansion cards. There's only a few of those that haven't been released. You will find those when you get to open them up when they arrive at your front door. We're going to save some of them for people that actually want to kind of unlock them. We did get a new teaser today, though. I will bring it back on screen very quickly now. We got a new teaser for Curse of Curdle Cove. We got this map. And if you go back earlier in the stream or chat to us after stream, we've already had a bit of a deep dive of it. But yes, we do like to show off some of the palettes that people have made. So this one is the one I want to talk about this week. So if you are the proud owner of the Warriors of Wishwell collection, then this is a palette that you may be able to make. So this deck was created by Heck Joe in the Discord. So congratulations to Joe for making this one. And I personally love this one. So the name of this one is Torstein, the Disney Princess. The idea between this one is, so for those that don't know, Torstein is a really powerful legendary. Unfortunately, it's a bit blurry there in the photo, but his ability is when you have him on your canvas, if you have 3 or more characters on your canvas, Torstein can't be erased. So the idea is you want to get Torstein out with 2 other characters so he can't be erased. He also gets +1 for each character and location on your canvas. So the more characters you can spread out, the more resolve you're going to get from Torstein. So the idea of this palette is that you have loads and loads of creatures, literally the maximum amount of creatures that you can have. Now, this has been created, it's just an excuse for cute animals and singing. So Joe told me the reason he created this palette is it's actually in preparation for some of the expansion cards. I haven't got an image of it now. In fact, you know what? If I might be able to really quickly find it, actually, if you guys give me 30 seconds. Not even that. There it is. So these are a couple of the cards that are coming out in the expansion. Tufters Companionship. So look at that one on the right. It costs 3 as an action. You get to deploy a creature for free and then immediately gain +2 for each creature on your canvas. So it's kind of like a creature version of Strength in Numbers. So yeah, his idea is that he eventually will put that card into this build so that you get Torstein out with loads of your creatures that make Torstein more powerful, and then play that Tufter's Companionship to be able to gain loads of chroma to get up to 30. But actually, this palette is really good. I actually tried this myself, and I won a couple of games with it the other day. In fact, I've actually got an image of my final... Oh yeah, so just before I show that, so the other cards that are in this deck and how they work. So not only do you have Torstein, and then loads of really good creatures like Cave Snail, Salamander, Cave Spider, Eel, Worm, but you also have quite a few cards with Shield Wall. So you have Kringi Shield Maiden, and you have Civ. And what that does is the creatures are inherently quite weak cards, but the Shield Wall makes them much, much more risky to attack, because Shield Wall means that when you attack something with Shield Wall, you take more damage. So the idea is you get Torstein down with loads of creatures and then drop some of your Shield Wall to make your creatures less likely to be targeted. And if I show you, I played a game the other day, and this was my final... this was my my final canvas. So I played a game, this was actually at Salute 50 yesterday, and look at my final canvas. I had Torstein out with his gauntlet, I had 2 Shield Maidens and a Civ for that Shield Wall, I had 3 creatures, and then a couple of extra Maidens Elite. So I had a massive amount of resolve, and Torstein was well and truly unerasable, and it worked brilliantly. So credit where credit is due to Joe. You've made not only have you made a really, it is actually a very good deck, but it's also really fun. I love palettes that are made that have a story behind them, that have a bit of fun to it. And yeah, it's brilliant. So again, sorry to spam talk about the Discord, but there is a link in the Discord down below. We have a section called Canvas Forum where you can post any pictures of palettes you have created, and you can also see other palettes that others have created and, you know, get ideas, or you know, if you're not a big fan of building palettes but you want to try some, you can go see what other people are building and have a go yourself and leave them some feedback. Sorry, Holder Trolls. What did I say? Did I say Samir Trolls or something else? Yes, I'm going to join the voice channel to say my theory. I can't wait to hear Taurus. Just an excuse for cute animals. The cards are so cute, I'll get them no matter what, even if I never use them. What will he take out? Yeah, that's a good question, actually. Joe, you are in the stream. What card are you going to take out to put in the... did I say Mage Elite? You can tell it's been a very long week for me. I had such a long day yesterday at Salute 50. My apologies. You're right, it's a Holder Troll. Yeah, what card are you going to take out? If it was me, personally... What card would I take out to put in probably 2 of the Tufter's Companionship? I'd probably take out maybe one of the... I wouldn't take out any of the creatures or Torstein. I wouldn't... obviously, you're not going to take out the rares. It's going to have to be the control cards. You know, I'd probably take out one of the Lakringi Cliff Dwellings, because you only really need to find one of your Holder Trolls. I'd probably take out one of the Cliff Dwellings and maybe one of the Falling Stalactites. I don't really like removing control cards, but that would appear to be the best thing. Joe is actually saying a little bit of, yeah, Lakringi Way and a Cliff maybe, yeah, or maybe a Catapult. Yeah, good question though. Well, obviously when the new cards do come out, I'm sure Joe will update us in that forum post with what the final palette looks like, to do let us know. But yeah, if you guys enjoy that palette, go check out in the Discords. And Joe, well done, mate. Very well done. Welcome in, Renegade, by the way. I don't think I said hello to you earlier. So, that brings us to the end of today's live stream. So just to kind of recap a little bit, we've covered a little bit of the news, where we've spoken about some of the Kickstarter updates and the Achroma updates and the fact the adventure game's gone live. We have had a new teaser for Curdle Cove that will be going in the Discord and our social medias after stream. We had a fantastic section. So if you've just joined the stream now and you missed it, we had a brilliant half-an-hour segment today where we had a guest star, Mira, who is down below, down below. And her link is down below to her YouTube. She's not in Australia. And she interviewed one of the co-creators of Achroma, Rachel Constantine, on the lore of Achroma. So if you missed that, definitely go check that out. It was a brilliant segment. And then we've had a little look at the community as well. So that is where we're going to look to end today's stream then, folks. Yes, it is a shame, but we are here every week. So for those that are new, we stream every single week here on YouTube at 8 p.m. where we cover news. And I'll say now, as a bit of a... you guys want another little sneak peek? Maybe a little... Well, it's not a card sneak peek, so I don't want to disappoint you. But I will give you a bit of a nugget for free that these live streams are going to be changing very slightly moving into the future. They're going to still be on YouTube. They're still going to be the same sort of time. You're still going to get your news and your sneak peeks. Don't worry. But we're going to have some... That segment that you saw today with Rachel and Mira, we've got a few more of those planned. So there's going to be some exciting stuff. And we may even be able to get some of you guys on stream with me to talk about some topics, which will be quite fun as well. But yeah, so that is it until next week, I'm afraid. Yes, they were amazing, weren't they? They were brilliant. I hope you guys all have a fantastic start to your week. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to be jumping into table 1 in the Discord, and we're going to play a few games of Achroma for those that want to join. And we're also going to have a bit of a after discussion of today's stream. So you're welcome to join me in there. Again, a massive thank you to Mira and Rachel for joining us. Please make sure you go and check out Mira's channel. It is linked down below, and go subscribe to her as well. It has been a pleasure. Thank you for everybody for being in the stream, because you guys have, you guys always make the stream so much better, because it's so much fun talking to you guys, and I'm really glad to see you guys enjoyed what we had for you today. Joe says more interviews of creators. Absolutely, we had Jack on stream a little while ago. Maybe we can get Chris and Dan on, and also let's get Hen on as well. We had Hen on a little while ago for the TTRPG, but that was more just to talk about it. I think I want to talk more about Hen. So yes, we will absolutely do that, Joe. But yes, thank you very much, guys. I have been Charles Barton, the Achroma Community Coordinator, otherwise known as Viridian in the Discord. I will see you next week, but I'm going to be in the Discord all week anyway. Thank you very much, guys. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.